Welcome to the Zoovu platform Quick Start Guide. My name is Vera, and in the next few minutes we'll go through how Zoovu works, end-to-end, how product data becomes AI ready, what experiences you can build in the studios, and how you deploy them to connect to your buyers. Before we dive in, this is the problem your Zoovu experiences are going to solve. 70% of buyers abandon, usually because they can't find what they need fast enough. And you probably know yourself what this feels like. Pages of products, a lot of filters that don't really help, and no clear direction. It's just overwhelming. Zoovu replaces exactly that with guidance. So buyers get to the right product without the frustration. So at its core, Zoovu sits between your product catalog and your buyers. It takes your product data and turns it into smart, personalized experiences that help people find what they need, all in one platform across every channel. So how does Zoovu get you there? There are 3 layers and they build on each other. First, you build the foundation with data platform. This is mission critical. Here we make your data AI ready, cleaned, standardized, enriched. Then you can build and manage experiences in the studios. And finally, you brand, publish, and distribute your experiences. Around those 3 layers sits the Zoovu ecosystem: analytics, integrations, APIs, MCP syndication. This whole ecosystem powers scalable deployments, measurement, and secure governance across all channels. So let's dive in. Data platform is where everything starts. Before you build any experience, you need your product data in good shape. Think of it as your single source of truth. This will become your most powerful asset. Data platform works in 3 steps. First, ingest. You connect your sources, your PIM, ERP product feeds, PDFs, and even your public website via Zoovu's crawler. Next, refine data, meaning clean and standardize, fix inconsistencies, unify and normalize attributes across the entire catalog, because good data in means good experiences out. And then enrich data, adding buyer-centric meaning with concepts that translate specs into value. You add classifiers for use case or compliance context, and you define relations, for example, for compatibility and bundling logic. The output is an AI-ready catalog that powers everything in the studios. And to get it right from the start, here is your checklist for reliable experiences downstream. Keep updates in sync with how often your catalog changes. Add data quality rules so errors get caught early. Treat bad data as a pipeline issue, not a studio problem. Keep one consistent source of truth for your attribute mapping, and always test in staging before production. We suggest to start small and then scale fast, validate on a small subset, then automate, refreshes once it's stable, and roll out the full catalog. Your data foundation is set. Now we move into layer 2, the studios. This is where you're building the buyer experience. You choose the studio based on the journey you want to support: search, guided selling, configurator, and AI chat. Let's walk through each one. Search is where customers type questions, not just keywords. Zoovu's AI search built in the search studio helps when site search is a main entry point. Queries can be long or vague, and you need relevance beyond keywords. Of course, you keep controls for ranking, boosting, and 0 results handling in your search. For B2B, search must handle part numbers, specs, and applications, plus natural language. Here, AI search helps when your catalog is deep and technical, and when filters start to overwhelm more than they help. Same controls apply for ranking and 0 results. Now let's switch gears from searching to guiding. Guided selling in Conversation Studio is for that moment when someone says, "I'm not sure what I need." It helps when buyers don't know the product, they just know what they want to do, when the right recommendation depends on needs and constraints, not just specs, and when you want fewer drop-offs and more confident purchases. You're still in control. You can define questions, logic, scoring weights, and recommendation rules. In B2B, same concept, but the stakes are different. When a buyer gets it wrong here, it's not a return label. It's downtime. It's a wrong part installed in a production line. It's lost trust with the customer. And that's exactly where guided selling earns its place. Use it when your buyers can't just browse a catalog. They need to match the right product to a specific application, and when the selection depends on technical constraints, tolerances, certifications, operating environments. The variables are real and they matter. It's critical here as well to stay in control. The question logic, scoring weights, recommendation rules, all yours. Now, guided selling helps buyers choose. Configurators help them build. Some products aren't a single item, but they're a system, variants, bundles, kits. And a configurator lets buyers build, visualize, and validate their perfect solution. This helps when products are modular and when compatibility matters. You get pre-flows for guided entry, live pricing, and direct add to cart. In B2B, it's usually not so much about exploration, it's about getting to a ready-to-order spec, fast and reliable. So configurators are helpful when products require multi-parameter selection, like sizing, ratings, and compatibility. They're especially valuable when invalid combinations are a real risk and they fit modern buying behavior, where customers expect digital product selection. You also get live pricing and ERP or CPQ integration, so what they configure flows straight into your systems. Up to now, buyers followed a flow. With Zoe AI Chat, they just ask. Shoppers ask about specs, fit, compatibility in plain language. Zoe answers instantly and consistent based on your data, and that's very important to make sure the output is always accurate and true. So you can think of it like you're always on sales assistant, company trained and compliant. It only knows what you've taught it. It speaks your language and stays strictly on brand. And just like a great salesperson, it shows up exactly where customers need help, on product pages in search, inside guided flows, answering questions, all the way to the last click. In B2B, Zoe becomes a technical product expert. Buyers can instantly validate specs, check material compatibility, understand application fit. And it takes the repetitive questions off the plate for your sales team. Complex products need application-specific guidance that a static data sheet simply can't deliver. Zoe can do that. It plugs into PDPs, search, configurators, and guided flows wherever decisions happen. Let's bring it all together. One foundation data platform, 4 studios, each one built for a different moment in the buyer journey. AI search when a buyer is looking, find the right product fast. Guided selling when a buyer is unsure, answer a few questions, get the right recommendation. Zoe AI chat when a buyer needs to know more, ask anything, get a grounded answer instantly. Configurators when a buyer is ready to build, validate, visualize, and order with confidence. All 4 run on the same AI-ready catalog data, synced, standardized, and enriched in the data platform. Data is ready, experiences are built, now make it yours. Layer 3 is where everything gets published in your brand, your look and feel across every channel. Experience Designer gives you full control. It's a no-code editor to manage a consistent UI experience across every device and channel. Layout and pages control how every step looks, from first question to final recommendation. Components are reusable UI blocks that you can drag and drop to build your experience. And with using themes, you set your brand rules once and reuse across every assistant, locale and device. Logic lives in studios, design lives here. So now, where do these experiences actually go? In B2C, deployment is about matching the experience to where buyers need help make a decision. On brand pages for early guidance, guided selling, and Zoe AI chat engage before a shopper even exactly knows what they're looking for. With category and search, you convert shoppers who already have an intent. On product detail pages, Zoe answers those final questions. Configurators go even further, letting shoppers customize, for example, color, accessories, and features, not just picking a product, but really making it theirs. And with deployment to in-store kiosks, you can bring the same experience offline. So every touch point becomes an opportunity to guide, convert, and grow. Same idea in B2B, but different touch points. In partner and distributor portals, guided selling and configurators put self-service ordering in the hands of every buyer. In product catalogs and e-commerce, guided selling and AI search cuts through catalog complexity and gets buyers to the right product fast. For sales rep tools and CPQ, Zoe and configurators accelerate quoting and eliminate costly spec errors before they happen. And in customer support and field service, guided selling and Zoe answer technical questions instantly, right at the moment a field technician or support agent needs it. The right experience at the right moment across every touch point. Now finally, what does it take to get all of this live quickly? Here's a view on a typical implementation roadmap for guided selling experiences. From product data to a live experience, it's typically 6 to 8 weeks. First, align, connect your data, then build the experience, validate, and launch. The phases overlap. Don't wait for perfect data to begin the UX work. Data readiness is a gating factor, not the blocker. Same structure, but building Zoe AI chat moves faster, typically 2 to 4 weeks from product data to a live AI chat advisor. Align on the use case, get the data ready, configure Zoe's persona and tone of voice, and then embed and launch. The smartest way to start here is one use case to prove the value and then learn and scale. So, where do you start? 3 things that you can do right now. Pull a sample product feed from your PIM, pick your first use case, one category, one experience, and assign clear owners across data, product, tech, and design. Start focused, prove value, and then scale. That's Zoovu, one foundation, 4 studios. Everything is there, ready when you are.